1991 Peugeot 205 CTI here. It's a 1.9 engine, it's a 1.9 GTI engine, this one, but in a convertible form in green. Before we get around the bodywork, I will show you the roof. It does want a new roof. This one will kind of a clear good look at that. You'll see that all the fabric sort of come off. The vendor did inform us that it was just very dry originally when he drove it here and he got here. The rest of it had sort of peeled itself off. The back window is good, but it needs some new fabric to the top half there, which you can clearly see. Just a manual roof as well, so fairly easy to go up and down. Bodywork wise, we're going to start off the bonnet, work our way around onto the interior, and then we'll go for an engine startup. Nice and straight up the bonnet, we've got a few little touch-ins here and there, and a few little stone chips which you can't see on the bonnet itself, and some light surface scratches where it's been washed over the years. A few stone chips across the front edge, but to be expected on a 1991 car. Headlights are clear on both sides, no cracks or moisture in there at all. Grill's all nice and straight, the bumpers are all good, they're not shiny back, they're all nice and grey. No heavy scuffing or scratching to the left-hand side. There's a few little marks, but no big gouges out the bumper there on the left-hand side bumper corner, nor is there any on the right-hand side. Lower valance is nice and tidy with the fog lights, just a few stone chips down there to complain about. Coming round onto the driver's side wing, all nice and tidy across the wing. The body kit fits nice and tidy as well. It's all nice and snug to the actual bodywork itself, not hanging off anywhere. We've got a light scratch towards the front onto the arch there, and a little bit of a mark behind the arch, but no rust coming through behind the plastic that I can see there. Down the lower half of the sill section, nice and tidy across the bottom there. A little bit of surface starting just where the stone chips are on the bottom of the sill there, and a few stone chips across the bottom half of the door and the rear quarter. As you come up the driver's door, again, all nice and tidy on the plastic side of things. Across the driver's door, you'll see we've had a touch in, a logo around the lock there, which you can clearly see. A few little chips out the back edge of the door on the driver's side with some light scratching around the handle. The wing mirror cap's all good. Going backwards onto that rear quarter there, you'll see some surface rust at the bottom of the sill on the rear right-hand side. As you work your way around the arch, all nice and tidy apart from that. Rest of the quarter's lovely and straight. A few little stone chips here and there, but no big dings or dents or nasty marks. Fuel cap's good. We've got some pitting in the fuel cap. You'll just see sort of micro bristing around the fuel cap, a few little scratches towards the back edge. Down the rear quarter on the right-hand side, bumper corner's good on the right-hand side, lights are nice and clear. Across the back bumper itself, all nice and tidy. No big heavy scratching again. We have got a scuff on the left-hand side bumper corner and just below on the lower valance there. And again, the light's all cracked free on the left-hand side. The back plastics around there is all nice and tidy across the back edge. As you come up onto the boot there, we've got a few heavier scratches on the boot there, and a few little stone chips on the corner on the right-hand side, which you can't see there. But apart from that, across the rest of the boot lid, all nice and tidy, nice and shiny. Coming down the left-hand side rear quarter, top half again, nice and tidy on the top half. Around the pin viewer badge, all nice and straight around there. Nice and tidy. That seal wants to be pushed back on properly there, you can see that. Rest of the rear quarter is all good. A few little stone chips here and there to be expected, really. Plastics are nice and tidy once again. Wheels could do with a refurb, in all fairness to it. And a little bit of paint flake on the lower half, bit of corrosion there on the lower half on the left-hand side rear quarter, which you can see there, again, just off some stone chips. A few stone chips across the lower half, the bottom of the door with the sill there, and again, a few little stone chips towards the front with a tiny bit of corrosion just starting to come through. Rest of the passenger door, again, all nice and tidy with the odd little stone chip here and there. Wing mirror cap is uncracked again on both sides. And around the front arch, nice and tidy, around the plastics and around the paintwork on the front arch there. A few little bird poo marks here and there, but that's all we to complain about. We'll make a nice car again, this one with a new roof and a machine polish. I think we'd sort that out. A little bit of paintwork to the sill sections. Interior wise, you've got the standard Peugeot GTI interior. Door card's nice and tidy. That's still intact. Normally hanging off by now, so all nice and tidy on the door cards. The seat itself, like most 205s, you have got some wear at the side. You've got a few splits. 1, 2, 3 and 4 there on the driver's side there. But again, the foam's still good underneath. The inserts are nice and tidy as well. Red carpet set throughout. Steering wheel's in lovely condition, so the dials all nice and clear. No cracks to the dash top at all, all nice and tidy. As you come down the centre console, nice and standard down there. You will see the inside of the roof lining is lovely. No rips or tears or damp patches at all on the inside of the roof. Rear seats, again, nice and tidy from the right-hand side. No rips, no tears, no cigarette burns or anything like that on the right-hand side. Into the boot now. We've got various spare parts and bits and pieces in the boot, which you can see there. Rear window's good. The left-hand side, Again, nice and tidy on the door cards. We're missing the grommet off there for the window winder because it's on electric windows. Nice and tidy on the left-hand side from the rear, from the front there. A few little nicks out of the seat. And I do actually believe the roof is electric. I might have lied before. I think the roof's actually electric, but all nice and tidy on the left-hand side. We'll have a look at that in a second. We'll do the engine start up first. Nice and tidy from the left-hand side into the rear there. All good in the rear. I'm just gonna unclip this roof from the front there. You can see there's some clips up here which you once I work out how to do that, we will get that going in a second. I get another one on the right hand side there. Right, into the engine bay now. Now you have that 1.9 injection Peugeot engine. Looks to be all okay in there. I'm going to fire it up. It normally just fire straight into life. This one, no issues with cold startup like sometimes these 1.9s have. No complaints at all about that there. Fire it straight into life. There you have it. 1991 Peugeot 205 CTI 1.9 there in green.